Yo, still bills, what's the deal, man? Yo, I just dropped my daughter off at school. I'm heading to work right now. I thought it was a lot warmer than what it is, man. It's like 46 degrees, man. I left my hoodie at work, so I gotta run up there and grab that shit, man. But peep game, man. I wanna rap about boxingwave, man. He made a post or whatever about who will win a 4-way tournament between Better B, Bivol, Stevenson, and Sergey. And that's a hell of a tournament right there, man. That's a hell of a tournament. Even though Sergey Kovalev lost in his he lost in his prime to Andre Ward, and he was never able to recover from that. I think Sergey Kovalev, I think he won that first match. I think he did, man. I think that first knockdown, that knockdown in the second round in particular, is what really was separated him from, because Andre Ward came on a little late in the match. Not late, I want to say the mid-late rounds, he came on, he started closing the distance, getting on the inside, muddying them up. You know, typical Andre Ward, roughhousing on the inside, hitting a little bit below the belt, you know, clipping to the body as well, scoring clean shots on the inside. And Sergey Kovalev just didn't have an answer for that. He's not comfortable in the phone booth like that. Andre Ward realized, I got to step into the kill box if I want to come out victorious in this fight, and he did that, and you know, it got him a victory. But I don't think that it was a deserving victory, because I think Sergey Kovalev won that fight. But at that time, it was Sergey Kovalev and Adonis Stevenson looking to be the two. You know, it was them two, and you know, it was 1A, 1B, however you want to put them. And now you got 1A, 1B, Bivol and Better BS. So I like the analogy of this. First off, I'm gonna say I think, you know, I'm not going front, man. Like early on, I thought Better BF. I wasn't like over the hill about Better BF, man. But I think the Marcus Brown fight I really had to change of heart after the Marcus Brown fight, seeing the level of adversity he went through in that fight, how he persevered. You dig, a gash over his eye, like literally, he could put his hands up. And not even clean shots was getting through, you know, penetrating the guard. Just, he was barely getting nicked on that gash, and it would just be waterfall. So to have that in your face, trickling into your eyes, and you're still like, it seems to like anger. You're literally seeing red, figuratively and literally. Figuratively, because you trying to step on somebody and get rid of them. Literally, because red blood is pouring into your eye and it's hindering you from seeing. So I thought it was he really displayed a high level of boxing IQ, calculated aggression. He stayed disciplined. He didn't panic. He stayed poised, and he wore Marcus Brown down and stopped him. I thought that was like, yo, wow. So after that, I was like, this dude might be the baddest man in the division, man. And then what he did to Joe Smith Jr., I was just like, yo, you know what? I can't even deny it no more, man. I had to go on it. I think Better BF is the #1 in the division. I think he's the baddest in the division. However, you got a cat like Bivol, who's the most defensively responsible boxer in boxing today, who's his number 1, number 2, however you want to put him. You can do the same with Better BF. And just like the parallels with Adonis Stevenson and Sergey Kovalev, it's the same with Better BF and Bivol. You got the pressure fighter, you got the pressure fighters and the punchers. The pressure fighter and the puncher versus the more calculated out boxer. And the thing is, with Stevenson and Sergey Kovalev, they're both big punchers. Man. I just think Stevenson had more of an upside in his game. He had more dimensions than Sergey Kovalev. Even though I think Sergey Kovalev had really good dimensions, he wasn't the counter puncher that Stevenson was, and he damn sure wasn't the outboxer that Stevenson was. Even though he likes to stay at mid-range, it's like with Earl Spence. Earl Spence isn't necessarily an outboxer. but he likes to stay. He's comfortable at mid-range, working behind his straight shots. And then when he sees your work rate begin to drop off, he takes that step in and he goes to work. It's kind of the same with Sergey Kovalev. Man. So, who do I have winning in the tournament? Like, who will come out victorious? I don't know, because either one of them can go in there and win. And I think what Beterbiev may be the most dangerous. No, the most dangerous. It'd be a toss-up between Beterbiev and Sergey Kovalev, because how destructive of punchers they are. They're extremely destructive, man. Sergey Kovalev, I watched this dude, tap Cedric Agnew to the body with a jab and get him up out of there, man. I watched how he did Ismail Salak. I watched how he did Muhammadi and broke the bridge of his nose. Just like that shit was gruesome to watch. And you see the grimace and everything. Usually a fighter, trying to play that shit off, they'll be woozy or whatever, but they'll still be straight facing their emotions. This man could not hide his emotion. The bridge of his nose was literally over here. I was like, ooh, Jesus Christ. So, you have a puncher like that, and you have a puncher. Ooh, let me slow down on this donut. You have a puncher like that, and you have a puncher like Beterbiev, who's literally knocking out. He's literally 18 fights into his career, and he's won all of them by knockout. And you have the more and even with him, I think as far as, dimensions go between all four of them, I don't think Sergey Kovalev has the dimensions of the other three. I honestly don't. Because Beterbiev is a dude who can fight off the back foot, and he can fight in the pocket as well. He's comfortable at all distances. Overly comfortable. But sometimes you come across that fighter who's just really good despite his deficiencies. You never see his deficiencies because of how good he is and what it is that he does. So I think those two are the most dangerous. But I think from a cerebral standpoint, the one who can... none of them are as cerebral as Bivol. None of them are more cerebral than Bivol. What makes Bivol so scary? Bivol is a dude who doesn't mind going to the scorecards. He's not trying to get you out of there. He's trying to win the match. If I go in there trying to step on you and get you the fuck up out of there, you are heightening the chances of you clipping me and getting me up out of there. And I know what type of destructive punches I'm standing in front of. So no, I'm good. We'll go 12. That's what makes that motherfucker so dangerous. That's what makes him so dangerous. So, oh man. While I do think Beterbiev is the baddest man in the division, age and attrition is somewhat catching up to him because he's a bit more injury prone. But what we saw from him against Joe Smith was really remarkable. You know what I'm saying? Like, for him to go in there and just be able to do that shit effortlessly in 2 rounds, I was like, yikes. But Bivol is a different ball game. Bivol's a dude who fights on the balls of his feet. I was really uncomfortable with him stepping into the kill box with Gilberto Ramirez because I didn't think it was necessary. I thought he could beat him. Comfortably from the outside, but it shows the level of dog that he has in him. When he steps in behind his straight shots and goes to work. There was a point in time in the fight where he launched like an 8 or 10 punch combination and got no counter in return from fucking Ramirez. That, I mean, he's a beast, but of course I don't think he'd step in. He's not stepping in, but he's not stepping in behind a jab or a straight with any of these 3 fighters. None of them. And he has the discipline to stay poised on the outside and pick his shots from the outside. So I think Bivol will be... Ooh, I think Bivol may be the... If I had to pick who would come out victorious in this tournament, I'd probably would go with Bivol. I would probably go with Bivol. I think honestly, if I had to pick who the tournament will come down to, even though I'm real up and down with who it is that I have winning, you know, between any of them, but I may have to say it come down to Bivol and Stevenson. If I'm picking, like, you know, if, you know, you say, all right, cool, we'll do Sergey Kovalev versus Beterbiev. I think Beterbiev can beat Sergey Kovalev. I think he beat him. I think he beat Sergey Kovalev, honestly, man. I think Beterbiev would beat him, but Beterbiev has also shown that he's been clipped a few times and dropped. Now I don't think that necessarily equates you to being chinny. I don't think it equates you to being chinny. You know, you got hit with a flush shot by a big puncher, or, you know, by a big man. I don't think that equates you to chinny, because he got up and he stopped him. So he may not take he may not take the best shot, but it's not the shot that's going, you know, that's ever had him on queasy street to the point where he was at risk of losing the fight. But nonetheless, he did get clipped. He's been clipped a few times, and I didn't see Sergey Kovalev get clipped like that until he fought a later Alvarez. Who was a more rangier fighter than he is, man. And even with the Andre Ward fight, those were low blows, bro. Those were low blows. And anybody who was saying opposite of that is being dishonest, man. I think they were low blows. But nonetheless, I mean, he's a dirtbag ass dude, so it is what it is. But those were definitely low blows, and they wasn't necessary, because by that time he was he made all the necessary adjustments to come out victorious in the fight. He was winning the fight. He just wanted to put his stamp on it. Typical Andre Ward shit, hitting below the belt. It is what it is. Fuck Sergey Kovalev. But I think, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm conflicted. I'm really conflicted right now, man. I'm conflicted, because I think Beterbiev could beat. I think he could knock out Sergey Kovalev. I think he could knock out. He's the faster puncher. I think Sergey Kovalev has the better setups. I think like his one feint the one, feint the two, throw the one, and step in. Take a deep step in behind it. I think that's one of his best punches. That's one of his best punches. But I think with somebody like Bivol, who had, it's hand speed, it's better feet, it's more dimensions in Beterbiev's game than Sergey Kovalev. It's more dimensions. I think Sergey Kovalev may be on the bottom end of the totem pole between these three. I think he is, man. I think he is. And I'm not saying that he can't win, but I just think, in situations like this where you have to nitpick shit, he brings the least to the table as far as skill set is concerned. Adonis Stevenson is a dude who can, the other three can fight inside out. I think inside and out, I think Stevenson and Beterbiev are the best in that paradigm where they can, they can fight inside out. They can step in the pocket with you, banging the phone booth, stay defensively responsible and poised in the pocket, and they have a big enough shot to where if you hit them, you hit them, you gain their respect. They're not letting you tee off on you. They're not letting you tee off on them and catching everything, just waiting for you to, all right, cool. He's gonna throw about 3 or 4 punches or whatever right here, and I'm just catching him on the end of his shot. No, when you throw a shot, they respect the shot that you're throwing, so they're not trying to be nowhere in the line of fire of that shot. Those two are the best when it comes to inside and out. Stevenson and Beterbiev. Bivol can fight in the pocket. He can fight in the pocket, but I just don't think that he packs a big enough punch to where he could exchange. Like, he wouldn't exchange with Beterbiev, and at least not to my knowledge. I could be wrong when they fight, but I don't see him exchanging with Beterbiev and Adonis Stevenson in the pocket. I don't see that. Even though he's good at it, he's poised in the pocket. It's just the difference between the two, all three of them, and those two in particular, because they're comfortable in the pocket. The difference between Stevenson and Bivol, or Stevenson and Beterbiev, that with Bivol is they're the bigger punchers. So I think I would say Bivol would come out victorious. I would put my money for him to come out victorious. I will put my money on that. I will put my money on him, man. Because even when you look at Stevenson, man, Stevenson is a really calculated counter puncher, man. He can lead and he can walk you into shots. He can lead and walk you into shots. He's fast. He has like big left hand, good jab, good right jab, good left hook, not left, but good right hook. And he's slippery on the inside as well, man. I definitely saw that. I went and watched his fight with Tony Bellew. You know, in the pocket, man, deep in the pocket. You dig? He's poised. He's getting around. Shot. Just simultaneous shit. How the shit is happening, man. You know, Tony Bellew threw a big looping overhand right, and he slipped it, spun out. He spun out and caught Bivol, not Bivol, but you know, Tony Bellew with a left hand, a left counter that he didn't see coming, and it rang his bells, man. Stevenson is a really good counter puncher. It's a damn good counter puncher. So I think a tournament would come down to Bivol and Stevenson if I'm putting my money on it. Now, granted, I'm saying all this saying that Beterbiev is the baddest man in the division right now. I'm saying that. I'm honestly saying that, man. But if it's a situation where Beterbiev is matched up with Sergey Kovalev, or with Adonis Stevenson, and Bivol is matched up with Sergey Kovalev, I just think I think you know, it's a level of it's a certain level of intellect, you know, that's gonna come into play. And you know, but I don't want to say that about Beterbiev because he has high ring IQ and savvy as well. Oh my God. It could easily come down to Bivol and Beterbiev also. It could. It could come down to them two as well. Oh my God, now I'm conflicted once again. I'm conflicted once again, man. Oh my God, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Everything that but Adonis Stevenson does, but Beterbiev can do. It's just, I think Stevenson has better defense than Beterbiev. I think he has the better upper body movement than Beterbiev. I think he's a little bit sharper on counterpunching than Beterbiev, but I think Beterbiev has better feet than Adonis Stevenson. And Beterbiev is a damn good counterpuncher himself. Both of them have the ability to, you know, if you want to lead, bet, I'll follow. If you want to lead, if you want to go on the, come on, man, I gotta get over it. If you want to lead and go on the offensive, I bet I can turn into, I can activate my back foot game. I saw that with Tony Bellew. I saw Beterbiev do that with goddamn Joe Smith Jr. And I also seen him be the aggressor. I don't fucking know. It could easily come down to Bivol and Beterbiev, because I think Beterbiev is the bigger. I think he's the more destructive puncher. I think he's more destructive with his punching power, but I think Adonis Stevenson is a destructive puncher as well. He got Chad Dawson out of there in one fucking round with one fucking shot. I think that might be the biggest toss-up. Better BF and Adonis Stevenson is the biggest toss-up. That would be the biggest toss-up. But if I had to put my money on somebody coming out victorious, I will put the money on Bivol. If I had to bet. Even though I think Better BF is the baddest man in the division right now. And I think he's the baddest in the division. But I just feel like in a four-way turn, you know, styles make fights. Styles make fights. And I think with Bivol, with Better BF and Adonis Stevenson's style, they have what it takes to close distance and force Bivol to the rope and go to work, or whatever the case may be. I think Better BF has the better feet, though. That's what I'm saying. Better BF cuts the angles on the inside. Better BF is better with stepping around you. He's better with all of that shit. And his aggression, I think, because he has, you know, bull shark testosterone, you know what I'm saying? So I think with his aggression, it kind of mutes your offense, because he's a good counterpuncher. His aggression and his power punching will mute your offense, because, you know, it's uncomfortable. You don't want to overshoot on the shot and risk missing and risk getting caught. So it'll kind of mute your offense to the point where you're like, yo, I want to make sure I line it up perfectly. I want to land the perfect shot, so, you know, I gain his respect. That the dude got cut over his eye, and he kept moving forward and eventually stopped him. That is scary. That is scary. And a lot of people are saying that Marcus Brown they think that he did that shit on purpose. That's scary. For someone to face that level of adversity, and it, like, bro, the ref was damn near ready to stop the fight. He was ready to stop the fight. And he was like, nah, no, fuck no. And he went in there and got that man up out of there, bro. The tournament could easily come down to Bivol and the top dogs right now. It could easily come down to that. The biggest toss-up in this tournament would be Stevenson and Better BF. That would be the biggest toss-up. Because that's a hell of a toss-up right there. I don't know who wins that. I don't know. I don't know, bro. Stevenson is the more defensively responsible fighter. Better BF has the better feet and the relentless aggression and the harder hands, but they ain't harder hands by much, because Adonis Stevenson has some big punch. He has big highlight knockout reels. That's the biggest toss-up, though. But if I'm putting my money on it, I gotta go with Bivol. Even though I think Better BF can beat him. Now, in a tournament, I think Bivol will come out victorious. I'd have to put my money on Bivol. I would have to put my money on Bivol. I gotta do it. I gotta do it, man, because he's, you know, like I said, the most defensively responsible boxer in the game right now, man. Though, give me Bivol. Give me Bivol. Shots don't get through. Shots don't penetrate the guard as easily with Bivol. They don't penetrate as easily. They you know, his jab is on point, man. He maintains distance properly, like beautifully. He maintains distance beautifully. His jab is on point. Just when you are comfortable enough to throw 10 plus shots and, you know, 10 punch combinations, and you get no answer back, that's a testament to what it, because you're not seeing the shots coming. You don't see the shots coming. You open up in the slightest, he's clipping you on the counter punch before you even get the shot off. Just impeccable timing, man. Just I'm gonna go with Bivol. Stevenson and Better be it being a toss-up, man. Deuces.